Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. So today, I wanted to have a discussion as to why hasn't Cinder used her ability to dust weave? Because this is something that Cinder has not done in a long time, and this is something I really wanted to go into and talk about when it comes to Cinder and other abilities that have possibly been forgotten. So sit back, relax. I hope you all enjoy. Let's go ahead and get started. So, dust weaving is an ability that Cinder is capable of. Cinder does have a good control when it comes to dust, and I really want to explain how that works exactly before we get into the whole dust weaving and how this ability has been, it seems, forgotten over time. So, when it comes to dust has to obviously be triggered by aura. And so, dust can be condensed down into clothing. It's like wiring, kind of like cotton candy, and it can be sewn into an article of clothing, in which we had seen that happen many times with Cinder's clothes in volumes 1 and 2, and even in volume 3. So we've seen Cinder actually have dust be condensed down into thread and wire, and it can be sewn into the fabric of clothes. And so once dust is actually sewn into the fabric of clothing, then dust manipulation can occur, which we've seen Cinder do. So if you go back to volumes 1, 2, and 3, the reason why Cinder had dust within her clothing in the first place is so that she could actually manipulate dust. And when you look at the abilities that she displayed, for example, back in volume 1, so if you recall, after the dust exploded, and then Glinda starts to use her telepathy to take the dust and try to attack the ship that they were on, that's when you see those orange circles that Cinder has. That's because of the dust within the fabric of the clothing she had, and then she dispersed it to explode all of the dust around the ship. So that's how dust manipulation works with dust weaving, for example. And some people believe that this is Cinder's semblance when it actually isn't. This is just dust manipulation. And one big thing, though, is that Cinder has not used this ever since Volume 3. If you noticed, ever since Volume 3, she has never really resorted to dust weave anymore. She doesn't have it within her clothing. Because if you were to look back at some of the clothing that Cinder had back in Volumes 1, 2, and 3, you'll notice that she had the glowing pattern upon her dress. In several occasions, you'll notice that within her pre-Volume 1 dress she actually had before she became the Maiden, you'll see that she also had on the arms that would glow up. That was the dust weaved into the clothing. But then, once you go from Volume 3 to Volume 4 and 5, you'll notice that she doesn't have any of this weaved into her clothing anymore. It doesn't glow up anymore. And if you also notice in the Volumes 4 and 5 outfit that Cinder did wear, she didn't have the symbols glow up whenever she used it. In fact, the symbols may look the same, but it's just a part of the design on her dress. So it's kind of sad to say that Cinder hasn't dust weaved since Volume 3, and here's the thing. Now, some people do get this mixed up. So when you see Cinder's weapon, for example, whenever this is being formed, this is a blade of fire. Now, of course, she can break the hard material around it, which seems like it's glass, and some people think that, well, she has glass formation or glass manipulation, but that's not the case, and we've actually never seen any form of glass manipulation. Now, what I will say, though, is Cinder does have control over all the elements. Now, if I had to say, unless they actually come out and say it themselves, when you think about it, look at Raven. Raven was able to form a blade of ice, for example, and that was with her maiden powers. And Cinder just usually sticks to fire primarily, even though she has control over other elements, hence the ice she used to freeze Raven. So there is some misunderstanding there. But unless they come out and say that Cinder's semblance is glass manipulation or something like that, we don't know what Cinder's semblance is as of yet. But going back to dust weaving, because this is very important. So if you remember back in Volumes 2 and 3, if you remember the blades that Cinder would form, or if you remember the arrows and the bow she would make, that was actually made from dust, and it's a glass-like substance, but it's formed from the dust itself. It is dust manipulation, and that's why whenever Cinder had the dust weaved into her clothing, if you notice, it would glow up whenever she would form something new. This was her using this dust manipulation to form a new weapon out of the dust she weaved in her clothing. But at the same time, if you noticed, she used this for disguises. This would help her infiltrate things. It would help her try to maintain her identity and keep it a secret. So it's kind of strange that they don't have Cinder Dustweave. Now, this could go back to the writers forgetting about this. Now, that's a possibility. So, if they were to forget about Weiss with her time dilation, then yeah, they've more than likely forgot about Cinder being able to Dustweave. And I'm betting that's actually what the case is. But I think that in the future they do need to have her Dustweave because this can allow Cinder to infiltrate things like she did before. This can allow her to keep her identity a secret. And also, whenever she shot the dust at Ruby back in Volume 2, and some people say, well, what about the glass? Well, the glass is from the dust, and that allows her to manipulate that as well. So, that's what that was. It was all dust weaving, and it's very strange to me that Cinder doesn't do it anymore. And it's something that is a part of her character. It's something that really helped her big time back in Volumes 2 and 3, and even in Volume 1, if you think about it. And I don't know why they don't just go back to having her also use this as well as her maiden powers, because with Cinder Dust weaving at the same time as her using her maiden powers, yeah, that would be excellent. That would be very powerful, and it would be able to allow her to utilize much more brilliant strategies, and I think that would be great to see her Dust weave again. But anyways, let me know what you think down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments down below. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, hit the video with a like, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, share this video with your friends if you found this informative or useful, and follow me on Discord. Link is in the description down below. But anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today, and remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow can always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you, and have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.